from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, this is National News Broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. Pereira.
And I'm Sharama Screenius. First, it's a look at today's headlines.
GCE A Level Results for the year 2022 released to the internet. Prices of litro and laughs gas will increase from midnight today. Flooding in several areas have affected the people. Landslide warnings have been issued to some risky areas. Investors permitted to import 200 electric buses. Ukraine appoints a new defense minister.
And we start off with local news. Now, results of the 2022 GCE Advanced Level Examination were released today. Accordingly, 166,938 applicants have qualified for university entrance.
263,933 candidates sat for this examination. Out of them, 232,797 are school candidates and the rest is private. The examination department says results of 84 candidates among them were suspended. The results are now available at websites www.doenets.lk and www.results.exams.gov.lk. All relevant applicants are able to download their results from these websites, entering their national identity card number. All relevant principals are also able to use their given usernames and passwords to download the result sheets and get a printed copy. These facilities are also available for all provincial and zonal educational directors. If these candidates expect to sit for the 2023 GCE A Level examination, they are able to apply from the 11th to the 16th of this month. The result sheets of the relevant schools will be issued to the relevant principals after releasing the recorrection results. Candidates are able to apply for recorrection from the 7th to the 16th of this month. Further details are available by dialing 0112 784 208 or 0112 786 616 and hotline 1911.
The Litro Gas Company Limited has increased prices of domestic LP gas by 145 rupees per 12.5 kilogram of cylinder. Price of a 5 kilogram cylinder has been increased by 58 rupees. A price of a 2.3 kilogram cylinder has increased by 26 rupees. The new prices are effective from midnight today. Accordingly, new price of 12.5 kilogram cylinder is at 3,127 rupees. 5 kilogram cylinder is priced at 1,256 rupees. The new price of a 2.3 kilogram cylinder is 587 rupees. Chairman of the Litro Gas Company Limited, Mudita Piri, said that the prices of LP gas has increased over $100 at the world market in this month. The price decreased by about $80 last month. As the Litro Gas Company has managed to keep the company strong, it could be able to maintain the prices steady without increasing. The company anticipated this price hike and made orders at sufficient level. The company bought over 10,000 metric tons of gas last month when the prices were low. Chairman Mudita Piri said, therefore, the company has been able to increase the prices at minimum level. Meanwhile, Chairman of the National Consumers Front, Asela Sampath, says that although the gas prices are increased, food items of the hotels and canteens cannot be increased. Meanwhile, the Loves Gas Company has also revised its prices with effect from today. Accordingly, a 20.5 kilogram cylinder has been increased by 145 rupees and a 5 kilogram cylinder by 59 rupees. Accordingly, new price of a 12.5 kilogram cylinder is at 3,835 rupees and a 5 kilogram cylinder is at 1,535 rupees.
The Colombo Stock Exchange has recorded significant gains today. with the all-share price index gaining 218.22 points end of trading. The all-share price index of the Colombo Stock Exchange has recorded significant gains on Monday, with the index gaining 218.22 points to close at 11,374.6 points at the end of trading. This is an increase of 1.96% from the previous day. The S&P price index has gained 80.98 points to close at 3,234.63 points, which is an increase of 2.57%. Meanwhile, 3.3 billion rupees of market turnover was recorded at today's trading.
The Met Department says that the rainy condition experienced in the southwestern part of the island will ease in the coming days. However, landslide warnings were issued to several areas since last evening. Amidst the prevailing inclement weather, one sluice gate of the Kuklengganga reservoir was opened this morning. It releases heavy flow of the water to Kudaganga. Due to this reason, several low-lying areas and byroads along the Bulat-Singalam-Molkava main road were submerged. Some of the low-lying areas close to the Kaluganga were also gone underwater due to rising water level. Motor traffic along the Ratnapura-Alupota road was curtailed as the road went underwater at Athoya area. The Nilvala River has overflowed from the Panadugama area due to heavy rains experiencing in the catchment areas. Due to this reason, motor transport along the Akurasa-Siamalagoda road and Akurasa-Katturua road was curtailed. The National Building Research Organisation issued a red notice landslide warning to Ahaliagoda Divisional Secretariat areas in the Ratnapura district since last night. People living in the vulnerable areas should evacuate their residential places. It has also been issued warnings under second stage to be vigilant on the vulnerable situation in the Bulat-Singala and Ingiriya areas in the Kaluthura district, Varakapula in the Kekol district, Ratnapura and Kuruvita areas in the Ratnapura district as well. The Met Department says that showers or thunder showers will experience at times in the western, Sabragamua, southern, central and northwestern provinces today. Few showers can be experienced in the Anuradhapura district as well.
The National Dengue Control Unit says that there is a risk of spreading dengue fever again with the start of the rainy season. Director of the unit, Consultant Dr. Nalinari Ratna, says that special programs were carried out during the past 3 days covering dengue high-risk zones. 62,160 dengue patients have been reported this year so far. Out of them, nearly 50% have been reported from the Western Province. 13,204 dengue cases have been identified from the Colombo district. In addition, dengue patients have been reported from the Kandy, Putlam, Kurunegala, Kegol and Ratnapura districts. 38 patients have succumbed to this disease so far this year. Consultant Dr. Nalinari Ratna says 20% of the entire patients are school children. Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Nalinari Ratna, said that there is a decrease of dengue cases during the past few months. However, the rainy season has started in several provinces, including the Western Province. Dr. Jagat Gunatilaka of the Geological Department in the Peradeniya University says that this is a golden opportunity to close the leak of the Samanlavava reservoir, and this opportunity should be exploited without delay.
2 cubic meters of water is wasted through the major leak of the reservoir. Researchers over the water of the Samanlavava reservoir have been initiated since 1994. University students were also included in this research teams. University students were also included in together with Dr. Jagat Gunatilaka, who are engaged in the research. At present, they have also served as a geological expert during the construction of the reservoir. Water leaks through the major tunnel and joins the Wallaway River again. 2 electronic gadgets to monitor the leaking process were set up at the major tunnel recently. According to the measurements gathered by the electronic gadgets, 2 cubic meters of water go out continuously per second from the major point of leak. The 2 electronic gadgets can provide the relevant data to the operational cabin and even to the mobile phone. In addition to the major leak, several minor leaking spots have also been discovered at present. Dr. Jagat Gunathilaka points out that the leak of the major tunnel causes a loss of 2 million rupees per year. He added that to trace the other leaking spot of the south bank of the reservoir, the water level should be decreased up to 10 meters more. He stressed that these leaks should be closed down before the water level will rise following the rains in the coming months.
The government has focused its attention to import 200 electric buses for running in the Western Province. Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena says that permission has been given to investors for this purpose. He made this comment at a press briefing held at the President's Media Centre today under the title of All in One Way for a Steady Country. Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena says that investors have been allowed to import 200 electric buses for the Western Province. For this project, expression of interest has been called. It will be implemented as a domestic and foreign joint venture. Also, the investors have been allowed to establish charging points. The investor would be allowed to operate the project to recover the invested capital. Thereafter, within a certain period, the ownership of the buses will be acquired by the government. Any country in the world, including China and Korea, could apply for this project. This is an investment opportunity. Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena further said that there is a global consensus that all public transport in the world should reach zero emission by 2030. Those involved in carbon trading are investing in this to protect the ecosystem.
The Health Ministry says that cataract surgeries are conducted in the hospital network of the island as usual. Director of the Medical Supplies Division, Dr. Kapila Vikramanayake, says that the required lenses up to November have already been distributed to the hospitals. Director of the Medical Supplies Division, Dr. Kapila Vikramanayake, said that lenses about 6 months were purchased by the Medical Supplies Division in May this year. These lenses have been distributed to relevant hospitals. Therefore, the cataract surgeries can be conducted up to November this year. The existing stocks of lenses are sufficient for another month or two.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that the government has no paddy stocks at present. The minister revealed these facts joining a program held at the Ministry of Agriculture today. Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that price of both rice and paddy will increase. The government has no mechanism to control the price of rice because farmers have not sold their paddy harvest to the Paddy Marketing Board. If the Paddy Marketing Board has sufficient stocks, it can release them to the mills to produce rice. The Ministry of Agriculture has informed the Ministry of Finance to take action in advance to control the rising prices of rice. A new program to enhance the quality of crops under the Agricultural Modernization Project was introduced today. The farmers will be given basic training on new knowledge, technical strategies and obtaining financial facilities and identifying the market opportunities for their crops. Under this program, sets of equipment needed to farmer trading will be distributed among the farmers' associations.
Several meetings organized by the political parties at electoral level were held yesterday. The Harispatwa electoral meeting of the Nidahasa Janata Sabha was held yesterday with the participation of party representatives. National People's Power held its Kotte electoral meeting yesterday. The United National Party held its Devinura electoral meeting yesterday with the participation of large crowds. A stock of rails brought under the loan of the Asian Development Bank after 3 years was handed over to the Railway Department today.
The stock was handed over at the Samagi Container Terminal premises at the Colombo Harbour. About 10,000 rails of two varieties have been imported to Sri Lanka from China. This stock costs over 2 billion rupees. Ministers Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena, Nimal Siripala de Silva and Deputy General Manager of the Railways Department HMW Bandara and several other officials were present at this occasion at the harbour.
Here's more local news in brief. A group of farmers from Bandaragiriya area met Deputy Speaker Ajit Rajapaksa recently. The farmer accuses that they are unable to get water from the Anukkanavava irrigational tank for their crops. The Deputy Speaker has instructed the Hambantota District Secretary to provide a rapid solution for the problem of farmers. A wild elephant was discovered falling in the mud of a withered irrigational tank in Kakirava area. Although the villagers in Kirimatiava in Kakirava and the wildlife officers of Gane Valpula attempted to save the life of the elephant, the animal died of complexities of dehydration. The awarding ceremony of the All-Island Literary Competition 2022, organised by the Bandaranaike Memorial Library and Cultural Centre to mark its 20th anniversary, was held yesterday. It was held at the Horogolla Bandaranaike Memorial Hall under the patronage of former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga. Sunetra Bandaranaike and many others were also present on the occasion. An identified body of a person washed ashore the coast in front of the Marine Drive in Kulupitia. Police are conducting further investigations. A body of a woman killed by cutting the neck was discovered in a hotel room at Neeraluiyana area in Battaramulla today. The victim has been identified as Sujata Manabarana, a 46-year-old psychology lecturer, a resident of Haputale. She had come to this hotel with another person on the 26th of last month. The person has left the hotel on the 2nd of this month and never returned. Therefore, the hotel employees have searched the room and found out the dead body of the victim.
வெளிநாட்டிலிருந்து பணத்தை மக்கள் வங்கிக்கு அனுப்பி வாராந்தம் 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய், மாதாந்தம் 1 மில்லியன் ரூபாய், ஆண்டிறுதியில் மாபெரும் சீட்டெழுப்பில் 1 கோடி ரூபாயினை வெல்லுங்கள். பீப்பிள்ஸ் ரெமிட்டன்ஸ் கோடி அதிர்ஷ்டம். நேரடியாக அனுப்புங்கள், பெரும் வெற்றி காணுங்கள்.
அவசரமா எல்சிஎன் ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டு வாரு.
இருக்கும் எந்த ஒரு இடத்திலிருந்தும் உங்க பிசினஸ் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜென் இன் டிஜிட்டல் பேங்கிங் பார்ட்னர் பீப்பிள்ஸ் பேங்க்.
On to foreign news now. Foreign media reports that Ukraine's president has disposed its defense minister. Ukraine's defense minister Oleksiy Reznikov have confirmed that he is leaving his post.
Mr. Reznikov had led the ministry since before the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. President Vladimir Zelensky announced that Mr. Reznikov's dismissal, saying it was time for new approaches in the defense ministry. Rostov Umerov, who runs Ukraine's state property fund, has been nominated as Reznikov's successor. Media reports that Reznikov confirmed that he had submitted his resignation letter to the country's parliament. Ukrainian media had speculated that he will become Kyiv's new ambassador in London, where he has developed good relations with senior politicians. The 57-year-old has become a well-known figure since the beginning of the war in Ukraine. Internationally recognized, he has regularly attended meetings with Ukraine's Western allies and played a key role in lobbying for additional military equipment.
More than 40 people were injured in Taiwan after Typhoon Haikui ripped across the island, uprooting trees and forcing thousands to evacuate. The storm, which made landfall yesterday on the east coast, was the first to directly hit the island in 4 years. Amid torrential rain and high winds, 2 people in the mountainous region were hurt after a falling tree hit a car. Dozens others were injured, mainly by falling debris, said officials. The storm packed winds of up to 200 kilometers per hour, but have been no reports of deaths or any major structural damage. Although this typhoon season is the Western Pacific with 11 storms so far, Haikui is the first major storm to directly hit Taiwan in 4 years. Several weather warnings have been issued across Spain as heavy rain causes major flooding across parts of the country. Maximum red weather alerts are in place in Madrid, Toledo regions. Sunday's football match between Atletico Madrid and Sevilla was suspended due to the torrential rain. In the Spanish capital, rescue teams have been called to alleviate the situation in flooded roads 290 times. Much of the rainfall brought by a storm has been concentrated in coastal regions. The rains have caused debris and mud to slide onto the Spanish roads, while many were able to move in heavily flooded areas.
The Foreign Minister of France has reiterated her country's commitment to maintaining troops in Niger and keeping the French ambassador in place. The military leadership in Niamey demanded the envoy's expulsion more than a week ago. Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs of France, Catherine Colonna, told French media that the ambassador, Sylvain, was the French representative to Niger's legitimate authorities, the deposed government of President Mohamed Bazoum. The French foreign minister was speaking as tens of thousands of demonstrators took to the streets of Niamey for a third consecutive day near a French military base. Protesters again called the former colonial power withdraw its troops. France has about 1,500 soldiers stationed in Niger to help quell an Islamist insurgency in the Sahel region.
Foreign media reports that an army airstrike on the Sudanese capital has killed at least 20 people, including 2 children. It is reported that many of the victims of the attack in Kalakla and Al-Kaba neighborhood of southwest Khartoum have been buried in the rubble. Artillery and rocket fire have been reported in several areas yesterday. The army and the paramilitary rapid support forces have been fighting for control of Khartoum since April. Hundreds have been killed. The country's health ministry says that more than 1,100 people have died across the country, but the real numbers are likely to be much higher. Many civilians have been caught in the crossfire. Roughly 2.2 million people have been displaced with Sudan, and more than 500,000 are sheltering in the neighborhood across countries, according to the United Nations.
The final match of the preliminary round of the Asia Cup cricket tournament will be played tomorrow. Sri Lanka will play against Afghanistan in Lahore, Pakistan in this match.
The match is scheduled to be started at 3 p.m. Sri Lankan time. Sri Lanka and Afghanistan have played 10 ODIs so far, and Sri Lanka has won 6 matches. Afghanistan won only 3 matches. 1 match ended without result. Sri Lanka team has won the last 5 ODI matches against any country. Afghanistan has lost all the 5 matches played before this match. According to the points table, Pakistan is leading the Group A of the tournament. Sri Lanka is on the top of Group B. In a Group B match of the Asia Cup cricket tournament, Bangladesh defeated Afghanistan by 89 runs yesterday at Lahore. Batting first, Bangladesh scored 334 runs for 5 wickets in their 50 overs. Hassan scored 112 runs and Najmul scored 104 runs. In reply, Afghanistan were all out for 245 runs in 44.3 overs. Ibrahim scored 75 runs as well as Shahidi scored 51 runs. Hassan was named as the man of the match. The Group A match between India and Nepal is being played at the Pallekele International Cricket Grounds at present. India won the toss and elected to field first.
And that was a look at your news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I am Siobhan Pereira signing off with Sharon Mascarinias, wishing you a pleasant evening.